Slides. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's session of advertising appeals and ad communication. In this session, we are going to cover the various advertising appeals that are used while making an ad, like fear and humor appeal, music and sex appeal, masculine and feminine appeal, and scarcity appeal, the adventure and bandwagon appeal, testimonials and slice of life, and snob and weasel words. We will also see the various kinds of advertising communications in terms of the models that exist in advertising, like information processing model, which is the IPM, the AIDA model, AIDA, the Dagmar model, and we'll also discuss the push and pull strategy, which is made use of in advertising. So let us begin with advertising appeals. Ads communicate through appeals. There are various ways of reaching the hearts and minds of the audiences amongst a plethora of information that is all across our environment, and it makes it very difficult for the audiences to select and recall and take action on certain kinds of persuasive communication as opposed to the others. Appeals work at a very subconscious level. This is because what strikes a balance with you, or what is the kind of message that you identify with as a viewer of a TVC or as an audience, may not be the same as somebody else would identify with. So appeals work at subconscious levels. They are distinctive claims by the advertiser to emphasize the product features and attract customer attention. Now, when I say that they are the distinctive claims, it is the advertiser who is trying to impress upon the audiences the various product features and how these features can benefit the customer, and how to, retain the attention of the customer in a manner that these appeals can bear their fruitful effect. Now, these can be both emotional as well as rational. When I talk about emotional appeals, the emotional appeals could be things like fear, things like emotional advertisements where you try to bring in familial bond and try to make the appeal to the consumer to buy a product or service in order to fulfill that kind of a demand. Then it can also be rational in nature. By rational, I mean those kind of appeals which will impress upon you logically the idea of buying a product or a service, as opposed to just an emotional recollection. Say, for example, when I say rational appeal, it could be insurance policy that you would like to buy at a younger age as compared to getting older, because the premiums that you have to pay are less and are not so much of a financial burden, and you look at some long-term gain in various circumstances. Rajesh ji, slides. So these are the various kinds of advertising appeals that we're talking about, which can be emotional as well as rational. Now let us look at fear and humor appeal. Fear appeal is the appeal which uses moderate levels of fear to position the product. Like, say, for example, insurance or cosmetics. When I say insurance, on one hand, we will call it rational because it is a logical decision to make to go for some kind of financial investment or to go for some kind of insurance policy, so that we have some cover of benefit in case of exigencies, in case that something goes wrong in life, or in certain special circumstances. At the same time, I would say that insurance can also be used as a fear appeal, because you would have usually seen advertisements where they talk about what would happen in case you meet a car crash, or you are dead and who will look after your family. So that is a kind of creation of fear in the mind of a person who is the breadwinner of the family, as to in case something goes wrong, who will look after the family. So that is called a fear appeal. Then you also have cosmetics, and depending upon the target audience, you create the fear appeal. On one hand, while you can impress upon the breadwinner of the family that insurance is important, or health cover is important, or policies are important, financial investment is important. On the other hand, when it comes to teenagers or college going girls, you can scare them off with a pimple. So ideally, cosmetics are also sold on the basis of fear appeals. Or say, for example, when you make wrong use of cosmetics, how they can have an irreparable damage on your skin, and how, you know, the face can be deformed, those kind of things. So that is called a fear appeal. Now I will show you an example of fear appeal later. When we talk about humor appeal, humor means high ad recall value. We usually, whenever we talk with our friends and family, it is often that we find that person interesting who cracks more jokes. So ideally, the ad recall value is higher when they make use of humor appeal. When I say ad recall value, when you expose an audience to an advertisement, which is a persuasive piece of communication, later on, out of so much of information that exists, does he or she remember this advertisement, this piece of communication, which you have aimed at him or her for selling a certain product or a service? This is called ad recall. So when it comes to making a purchase decision, say for example, I have to buy a health drink, will I remember Pediasure or will I remember Horlicks? Will I remember Bonvita? Will I remember something else? This is the ad recall value. And it goes a long way in creating brand loyalty, in creating, you know, the purchase decisions, so on and so forth. So humor is highly valued when used in advertising. Also, it catches audience attention quickly, as you know, compared to passive information, passive communication that you're making to the audiences and persuading them to take action, trying to influence their minds. When you talk of humor, it automatically catches attention and it stays with you for a longer time. Now, I will show you an example of the Happy Dent ad, which is, you know, to show how humor appeal is used in advertising. This We will now take a 1-minute break and we will join back on Facebook Live very shortly. Just a minute's break.